Good morning. I just grabbed one of my crunchy beef. It's so good. Now this was the chuck beef. I pressure cooked it for 25 minutes, 20 minutes. And then I put it in my dehydrator and went to bed. I did a 90-degree 6-hour. Got up this morning, checked it. It was good to go. So I've got 2 jars. Oh, the other jar's in my handbag. Because I just went out to the beef shed in Malaga. Chicken wings were $2.29 a kilo. And that is for the nibbles. So they've all been jointed, which is very good. And the porterhouse I grabbed all the really good porterhouse, the marbled ones. And it was $21 a kilo. So that is, I keep getting my conversions wrong. I think that's about 12, 13 US dollars for £2. So 12, 13. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's $21 a kilo is very good for porterhouse. Over here, it's $45 a kilo here in Australia. So 45 upwards, just depending. And look, they had the big bulk pieces that I could have cut up myself, but I was looking for a really good price, and I can't tell if the marbling is good inside, and I didn't want to spend that much money and then it not be a good, not well marbled. But they had some that was sliced, so I found all the marbled ones. I'll take a little video of that and show it to you. So, excuse me. All right, this is the vlog for day 31. New record for Martine. Woohoo! Day 31, yesterday, Wednesday. I got 8.5 hours sleep. How cool is that? Seems to be going up. But this morning, when I woke up, I had 7.5 hours sleep. But that's still way more than my average of 6 that I was getting. All right, so I did wake up feeling very dizzy yesterday. Very dizzy, like for a while, with a headache. And I wasn't sure what was going on. And it wasn't until later in the morning, or was it maybe early afternoon? I'm not sure what time it was. But I went and took a supplement. So this is Hydration Plus. And I'll read you, I've really got the wrong glasses on for this. I forgot to change them before videoing. Calcium, iodine, magnesium, chloride, sodium, potassium, coconut water powder. That's what's in these. And what's the highest one? Chloride, 600 milligrams. Does anyone know why chloride is in these supplements? I haven't researched it myself. Just wondering if anyone knows. No one really talks about chloride. They talk about magnesium, potassium, and sodium, salt. But no one really talks about chloride. Cheers. This is my coffee with cream. And yes, it's the Bulletproof brand because it's got no mold in it. Potassium, sodium, chloride, magnesium. Anyway, it seemed to fix it. I didn't take any Panadol, which I was close to doing, taking some Panamax, but I didn't. And I also made myself my big, this is my big 1 litre water. But I also make my electrolytes in here. So sometimes it's water and sometimes it's electrolytes. So I made this full of electrolytes. And then I did another half one, which I ended up mixing with a little bit of bubbly, sparkling mineral water with a tiny bit of flavour. It's got no sweetener. But then I started getting heartburn. Interesting after this bubbly situation. Anyway, we won't digress. That was yesterday's check-ins. So I'm just making notes of what's happening for me. So then coffee and cream. I had some crispy pork belly because I had sous vide that. Time and temp, I just need to perfect that a little bit, but it was very good. I ended up pressure cooking the pork belly after it is sous vide because I did not do it at the right temperature for the right amount of time. But it's good now, and I've got it packaged up, and I had some yesterday. And the good thing is the pork belly fat, I've just put the recipe up. So there's a recipe for pork belly mayo on my channel. What I noticed is that when I do my crispy pork belly, which is really just got salt and a bit of white pepper on it, the oil, I normally pour that off into a jar. If there's a substantial amount of oil that comes off of something I've cooked, I'll pour it into a jar and collect it. But what I noticed with the pork belly is there's no taste. It's so neutral. And I thought that would be fabulous for mayonnaise, because I would love to eat butter, but it doesn't agree with me. And as it is, I don't know if you can, I'm having a reaction. I'm having, I think it's elimination. I'm having like really sore here. I've got a breakout here on my nose and it's really sore. Now I've just put a lot of makeup on because I went out, and nobody wants to have a red face when they go out. And I've got some here and some here, and I'm believing it's going to pass, but that's just another observation that's happening right now for the last week. That's been happening. Anyway, so the pork belly, so I'm collecting the pork belly fat in a separate jar now because I'm using that for my butter mayo, I'm calling it. Because it doesn't have, like, it's not like bacon mayonnaise. It's not the same as that. And I did step by step. So there's 2 stages to making mayo, the first stage and the second stage of the emulsification. So I've gone through that at length on that video just to explain it all. And I did a little taste test at the end, and then I put it in a different jar because I didn't like the first jar. So if you'd like to go and see that, that's there. But I'm collecting pork belly fat now. I've already started another jar, and I've got a little bit just after yesterday's. By the time I finish this pork belly, let's see if I get a full jar, which that little jar is 1 cup. That's a lot. And then I'll turn that into mayonnaise as well. Then I had a bowl of hearty beef with broth. Now, I had 1.5 kilos of chuck just cut up. So I threw that into the pressure cooker with a heap of stock that I had frozen in the freezer, leftover stock. So as soon as I have leftover stock, I just freeze it into cup portions on my super cubes. And I keep it until I need it. And it's great for just cooking meat because I wanted to make crunchy beef. Right now, this is like my biltong. I know it's not biltong or jerky. It is. It really is, but it's in a different form. It's in the form of bits, not in strips, right? But I haven't got the meat slicer yet because I'm just buying everything else. So I will get the meat slicer at some point. And so this is my version of jerky. Sometimes I just want something dry and something snacky. And what better than beef? Because as soon as I eat some of it, I'd probably eat half a jar at a time. I'm like, okay, I'm done. that was, I don't need to eat anything else. Whereas if I was eating that much lollies, or not a huge chocolate person, but bakery items, there's no way I would eat that much bakery item and then be done. There's just no way on this earth that would happen. So this is an amazing treat. It's not like 10 cents worth. It's beef, right? So, but it's valuable and it's worth it. It's really, really cool. So I cooked the beef to soft cook it and then to dry it out. But I had a bowl of it, gave the son a bowl of it. He loved it. He was just like, wow, Mum, any more? And then for dinner I had Denver steaks. Now I had 2 that I cut into strips because I'm missing my skirt steak strips. That's why I just went to the beef shed, was to find them. How am I going for time? I went to the beef shed to find some thick skirt steak, but there was none there. And I keep looking on the website for Dirty Clean Food to see if they've got a special on, because I'm going to grab one and cut it up, because, man, that thick skirt steak was just something else. It was so good. Anyway, I cut up the Denver steak into strips and I air fried it, and it was delicious. Delicious. Then I ate some flatbreads that I'd cooked and were in a bag in my, like a little drawer in the fridge where I keep just things I've prepped that they're there when I need food, so that I don't go off plan at all. I've got stuff prepped all the time. That reminds me, I've got to boil some eggs, because I haven't had eggs for a few days in the fridge, and they are so handy to have in the morning. Just one egg for me is great. Just gets me out of that fasting state and just puts something in my tummy, because for years I have not eaten well all morning. I normally start eating in the afternoon and then just keep eating. and it wasn't always quality food. Bread. I used to eat a lot of bread. Anyway, so I had some flatbreads. I'm going to make some more. I've found now the protein powder to pork rind ratio is what's important. I haven't put a recipe up yet. I will, because there's so many different versions of breads that I like, and I've got some really cool bread molds and things like that I want to show how you can use it and stuff. And then for dinner, what happened is, for dinner I had actually I don't know what time I had the Denver steak, and it doesn't really matter. And then I had the flatbreads, and I was feeling peckish, so I went and checked on the crunchy beef, and it was nowhere near. It had only just been on for half an hour or an hour at most. It was so amazing. I actually grabbed a bowl of it and had it. It's pretty dark. I videoed it in my room, so it was pretty dark. You won't be able to see it very well, but that was so good. It was salty, fatty, crunchy, but soft in the middle, just barely crunchy on the outside. So that was really this before it was completely dried. That's what I had to eat yesterday. So it was a good day. I like it when they're non-eventful days, right? Non-eventful days, that's what we like. It's going to be really hot here today in Perth. So I just got home and then thought, okay, let's do the vlog. And I just did the pork belly mayo video before I left, and I've got a few recipe videos to really get sorted, get edited and done. And then I've got to do some work on my other channel, so I've got lots to do. But I wish you well. How you going? Thank you for those that have been helping me out with even sweet thing ideas. That was awesome. I've had a few people really give me some great ideas, which I'm actually doing. So I haven't made the jelly yet, but I'm going to make the jelly, and I'm going to add coconut cream. I could put plant cream in it, but I think I'm going to add coconut cream. Anyway, that gives me another texture, which is lovely to have. The egg pudding of Bella. Yep, I make the savoury version, and I absolutely love it. I haven't had that for a couple of weeks, but I'm going to try the sweet one. I've just got to decide what sweetener I'm going to put in it, because I haven't really done that for a while now, right? So that's cool. And yes, ice cream. I'm going to make some ice cream as well. I think I spoke about that in another vlog, but I was thinking about making it without sweetener. Well, that is such a radical thought. It's like, wow. I think of just making the ice cream just without the sweetener. Like, okay. Well, that's me. Say hi, and I hope you're going well with everything. And I'm going to get on with my work, and I will see you here tomorrow. Bye.